Kon'nichiwa. This is Amin Parker. Good afternoon. Well, it's a rainy day. As you can see, it's so dreary outside. At the moment, the rain is barely falling. But lo and behold, it was raining a lot earlier. In this video, I'm going to be speaking in English, and I'm also going to be covering what's going on in the video game market, as well as the movie industry. First topic right off the bat is that Pikmin 4 will be released next week. Of course, I'm talking about in Japan. That's what I usually focus on anyway when it comes to gaming. As you know, in a previous video, the Switch has been selling more than the PS5. And I believe that next week, sales will go up even higher. So it's going to continue to maintain its lead. I heard nothing but good things coming from early reviews for Pikmin 4. So the game should do very well for itself on an install base that is either at 130 million or just slightly over 130 million. Of course, we will find out how much units the Switch has sold in the next few months when Nintendo has their next meeting. Now, The Legend of Zelda has been outselling Final Fantasy. You know, The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom is number 1 again on the sales charts in the month of July 2023. And Final Fantasy 16 has dropped to the number 4 position in Japan. And it's a very strong possibility that it's going to drop out of the top 10 altogether next week. But we will see how that plays out. But I do expect Pikmin to come in at number 1 next week. And I do expect Zelda to fall to number 2 or maybe number 3 next week. But these are some strong sales from the Switch. Now let's move on to the movie industry. Well, I've been hearing positive feedback coming from early reviews of the Barbie movie. So the company named Mattel, who is the original creators of Barbie, must be very happy about that. I really want them to focus on He-Man at some point. But anyway, let's continue focusing on Barbie. So Barbie may very well come in at number 1 at the box office over the weekend. It may do that. You know, competition is not too fierce like that. Mission Impossible didn't live up to expectations, but it is not a flop either. It's just that it did not live up to expectations at the box office. Nonetheless, it may very well compete against Barbie pretty good, but we don't know. We will see. Sounds of Freedom it's turning out to be a surprise hit for Angel Studios. You understand? It's turning out that way. But I don't necessarily think it's going to be able to hang on to its position. And the position that it's at the moment is roughly around the number 3 ranking, between number 3 to number 6. You know, it's in the top 10 as far as movies of the week. But, due to the concept of the film, the content of the film, I don't necessarily think it's going to be able to hang in the top 10 for very long. But we will see, right? We will see. Later on in the year, we know Miss Marvels will be coming. And that movie is estimated by many to become a box office bomb when it releases. It's not going to do well at all. But, once again, we will see how that play out. Back to this Barbie movie, though. So, from what I'm hearing, the movie touches on feminism. It does it in somewhat of a lighthearted way from what I'm hearing. But this is supposed to be a children's movie. It's supposed to be a children's movie, but it's not. Even though the IP itself is a children's IP. It's a children's franchise. But for some strange reason, the writers of the film thought it would be best to gear this movie towards late teenagers and early adults, which I think is a huge mistake. But like I said before, and I'll say it again, we will have to wait to see how it all plays out. Well, that's pretty much all that I have for this video. To recap, Pikmin 4 is coming out next week. It is a very young IP and is being released on a huge install base, so we will see how well it does. Also, the Switch is on top of the charts, outselling the PS5 again, and The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom is on top of the charts again, outselling Final Fantasy 16. And we talked about the Barbie movie, quite possibly coming in at number 1 over the upcoming weekend at the box office, as well as how Mission Impossible did not live up to expectations. Well, that's all I got for now. Enjoy this video, and I will see you all in the next video. This is Parker, and I'm out. Peace.